2027 National Games in Tulsa. The deadline to register is April 11th. Team fee is $250 for up to 10 players or 9 players and a coach. Volunteers and sponsors are also needed. Learn more and register at arseniorolympics.org.
The board-certified, fellowship-trained physicians at Martin Orthopedics provide complete care for students, adults, and athletes. At Martin Orthopedics, the surgeons and staff pay exceptional attention to every patient's needs. When you go to Martin Orthopedics, every member of the team aims to help patients return to their normal daily activities or playing the sport they love without pain. Whether it's your knee, hip, or shoulder, the physicians at Martin Orthopedics stand ready to assist. For more information or to set up your consultation online, go to martinortho.care.
For a nation searching for a voice to guide it through this modern-day wilderness of popular culture, politics, business, and sports. In these troubled times, we turn to one man. That man is Bill Vickery. Born with rural American values, possessed with superhuman brain capacity, buttery smooth charm, razor-sharp wit, chiseled good looks. He's chosen to use his superpowers for the good of all mankind. So this Sunday, the nation turns to this man for answers and direction. To Bill Vickery and the Sunday Buzz.
Be. I kissed her and she kissed me. Like the fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head? The room was completely black. I hugged her and she hugged back. Like the sailor said, quote, ain't that a hole in a boat? My head keeps spinning. I go to sleep and keep grinning. If this is just to be, yeah, my life is gonna be beautiful. I've sunshine enough to spread. It's just like the fella said. Tell me quick, ain't love a kick in the head?
Going back to the fucking moon, that's why.
Ha ha! That's my new hero. Yeah, talk to me again, Hilt.
Why do you love being a part of history? We're going back to the fucking moon, that's why.
We're going back to the freaking moon. That should be the new sign-off for the Sunday Buzz. We're going back to the freaking moon, man. I love it. Here he is again, this goofy CNN reporter. I mean, you know, well, why are you here? And old Hilt there. He goes to Little Rock Christian, 11 years old. There's something on this Easter Sunday morning, there's something that's so wonderfully perfect about this young man in his NASA garb with his GoPro. GoPro has, reached out to him. I mean, Barstool, of course, that's where I saw it, He's on Barstool. We're going back to the freaking moon. And I admit, I am very childlike. There is a sense of nostalgia that I look back on my very early childhood and have far distant memories. But, yeah, you got excited. We launched people. We went to the freaking moon, man. So how refreshing it is to see this young man. Here's the thing. And the reason I think this has gone viral to some degree, Todd, is you and I, we live in a cynical world.
Mm-hmm.
And the political overhang of everything, and almost everyone that you see now measures, well, I hope this hurts Trump. I hope this hurts. We're losing the war in Iran. I hope it hurts Trump. It's all boiled down to a zero-sum game of winners and losers. Like, I hope this helps the president. I'm going to say whatever. And in marches 11-year-old Hilt, got his NASA stuff on, and there is a sense, you hear him, I mean, there is a sense of optimism, and there is, you and I have talked about it, Todd, there is no joy like that of a 6-year-old child on Christmas morning as they walk in and see something. That is the purest form. It's not been tainted by the world or heartbreak, or it just is so pure and wonderful. That's what this guy represents. We're going back to the freaking moon. And so it's just, I've played it a million times, and it could be the most uplifting thing that we have witnessed easily this year, maybe in the last decade, is this young, and he's very smart. I mean, he then goes into detail about the propulsion systems but
why do you want to be here? Why do you love
Man.
space? Why do you love being
Lift up America.
a part of history?
We're going back to the frickin' moon, that's why.
We're going back to the freaking moon. That's why. That is the most, there can be no greater, that is the most perfect thing on this Easter Sunday morning. That young 11-year-old who's very smart, who knows what he's doing, and we're going back to the freaking moon, man. There he was, And that's, it may be the most American thing, too, optimistic, focused. I've got to admit, I'm constantly checking my X account. I'm monitoring these poor guys as they're going up. They've more than halfway last night, and all they're going to do is they're going to do a drive-by, But that's what you got. This was NASA. This was that moment in the '60s that started with Kennedy and ended with Nixon, and with some horrible Johnson in the middle, but there was optimism. We were doing this. It was occurring. You go back and you watch Walter Cronkite when he announces that Neil Armstrong, one small step for man, and you see Cronkite, who, of course, we now know was this raging liberal, effete New England snob. But to his credit, when he delivered the news that my dad made me watch, and we sat there together and we watched Walter Cronkite, that's the way it is. That you never knew that. He just delivered you the news. When he said the war in Vietnam was lost, he was right. So, but when he starts to get cracked up, he has to take his old glasses off, and he's like, Kennedy and that. Those were the 60s right there.
Yeah.
It started with Walter Cronkite saying it's apparently official from Dallas, when he does that. And then when he says, can you not believe this? And he looks and he takes his glasses off and he looks off camera to somebody over there and they're like, huh. Going back to the freaking moon, man. Well, let's hear it one more time. Nothing I can say can be as glorious as this.
A part of history.
We're going back to the frickin' moon, that's why.
We're going back to the freaking moon, that's why. God, 11-year-old Hilt Bowling. We're going back to the freaking moon. Hats off. That is, oh, man. I'm getting choked up just thinking about it because, again, it's just a drive-by. I know what we're doing, but it's and the trillions of. I mean, Elon Musk has got a rocket. We can shoot it up into the space and then bring it right back down and land it. I mean that. Just your phone has more technology in it than the Apollo 11 spacecraft had. Okay, but I know all that. But there is something about going to the moon. And I realize that I am being an old man, Hey, mind, hey, we went to the moon. And now, you and I could rent space on a satellite that goes up in the air and all that. I understand the advanced technology that exists and the space station and the fact that, heck, we had a couple old boys stuck on the space station up there forever. They did a year. And they're supposed to do
3 months or something.
3 months. I mean, and you look at this thing, it's built, it is these four people, boy, you got to really, think about the psychology behind that. And that was always the thing. In the Apollo 11 in the Apollo program, most all of the candidates were ruled out for psychological reasons because you're spending, a lot of time confined. It is where they are living is the size of two minivans parked side by side. That's it. So if somebody's had Taco Bell,
look out.
Come on, man. Ron, please do it. Think about it. It sounds funny, but in space, there's no gravity. So, you got to be careful what you eat.
Not all the freeze-dried chili at once.
No, exactly. That little chili thing, you don't pop it out. It's like, oh, boy. Yeah. Come on, Bob. You're killing us, man. You can't light a match. You're going to the freaking moon, man. You can't, there isn't, and, okay, who did that? I'm sorry. Who made a mess in the microwave? Oh, it was me. You better get along well with everybody. You think that those four astronauts, you think they talk politics? Don't bring it up, Steve. Don't bring it up. You're going to cause a fight. You think, did one of them smuggle a MAGA, an old red cap onto the, woohoo? We're going to the freaking moon, man. We're going to the freaking moon. All right, let's let Stevie get us out of here. Going to talk, we're all over the map this morning. Iran, Pam Bondi's gone. Melinda Mayo, this is her last. We'll talk about Melinda. We got that second pilot, and that I'm going to talk about that. Just the Wall Street Journal had a great editorial I'm going to draw from today, which is in contrast to the young man and his optimism and old Hilt. You got just so many people lined up their fingers are crossed for a disaster in Iran. That we have, the people desperately want America to fail. Americans want America to fail so that it profits them politically. We had a potted plant, a stroke victim as president. Who did that? Was it? It wasn't the Paley Center. Somebody this week, sent me a study. More negative coverage of the war in Iran than the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Okay? That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. We'll talk about it. We're going to the freaking moon. Stay with us.
I've always felt that tomorrow is for those who are too much afraid.
Roger Scott here. You guys know how much I love the great outdoors. I mean, I am the naked gardener after all, and there's nothing that I love more than my very own lawn and being outside. But let's be honest, when the mosquitoes attack, it can be a real buzzkill. However, a monthly mosquito barrier from my friends at Sanders Ground Essentials can keep those skeeters away, which keeps my deck party going. Call them today at 315-9395 or on the web at sandersground.com. Sanders Ground Essentials. Let's get growing.
This is the Pigskin Preacher bringing you the word. We recently bade farewell to the unforgettable Lou Holtz, whose genius for coaching football was matched only by his wit. He said, "When I was 6 years old, my mother asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. A garbage man," I told her. She looked surprised and asked, "Why a garbage man?" "Because they only work on Thursdays." Holtz will live on as a legend of college football and a coach who brought both the Razorbacks and the Fighting Irish back to national prominence. Colts Holtz never liked catfish, calling them bottom feeders. Well, what do you expect from an Ohioan? But Coach Holtz loved chicken, and I wish I could have taken him out to Doublebee's for some hot, fresh Chester's chicken with a splash of hot sauce. Perfection. Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a cybersecurity engineer at a publicly traded company.
We've been hacked! They're through our firewall!
How is that even possible?
They got my password.
Please don't tell me your password was password.
It's actually password 1.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
And now, introducing the starting lineup for your financial championship team. Alcor Community Federal Credit Union. At point guard, leading the team in setting up your financial future, Steve Brown. At shooting guard, the go-to playmaker for mortgage loans, guiding you down the right path to home ownership, the real Matt Jones. At small forward, specializing in home equity lines of credit, because whether it's a new bathroom, a wedding, or a second honeymoon, she's got the perfect assist, Jamie Bigelow. At power forward, bringing the strength of high yield or cashback checking where you make money with 6% APY instead of paying it, Andrea Rose. At center, standing tall at the Sheridan branch, helping you consolidate debt and slam dunk a Visa Platinum card with rates as low as 7.99%, Mondi Elrod. From general loans to free notarization to expert financial counseling, this team has everything you need to win with your money. Visit alcorcommunityfcu.org and join this championship squad today. Now serving 15 counties in Central Arkansas.
Arkansas sports fans, this is a night you don't want to miss. The 68th Annual Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame Induction Banquet is happening April 10th at the Oaklawn Event Center. From championship moments to legendary careers, they're honoring the icons who built Arkansas sports. For information on tickets and tables, visit arksportshalloffame.com or by calling 501-313-4158. Celebrate the legends, relive the moments, and be a part of Arkansas sports history April 10th.
Thank you for joining the Sunday Buzz. Here's your host, Bill Vickery.
Unbelievable.
When I wake up in the morning light, I pull on my jeans and I feel alright. I pull my blue jeans on, I pull my old blue jeans on. I pull my blue jeans on, I pull my old blue jeans on. It's the weekend, and I know that you're free. So pull on your jeans and come on out with me. I need to have you near me. I need to feel you close to me.
Going back to 1971 here. The last year of a moon launch, I think. 71? Maybe 72. Anyway, turn this up. This is a fun song. I put my blue jeans on.
And I'm king of the road again. I meet ya
Oh, yeah.
in the usual place. I don't need a thing.
We're going to the freaking moon.
That's why.
That's why. We got to do something with that, Todd. That's got to be... We got to incorporate that into maybe football or something. I don't know, when we're feeling down, when it's horrible, when Texas hangs a half 100 on us and we've blown out, we're going to the friggin' moon. Todd, you saw, as I did early this week, the photos of Brian Noem, the husband of former Homeland Security Secretary, what's her name? Ditzy Johnson. And when I saw that photo of him with the big fake knockers and then the pink shorts, immediately I thought, Halloween cannot get here fast enough.
Right.
You know, costume, done. Already, I was online immediately looking for those pink shorts and whatever garb that was that he had on top. I mean, I don't know. Lord have mercy. He's wearing that costume just to be on the phone with somebody. I mean, in the old days, you dressed up like that for an in-person visit or something.
Right.
I mean, so, yeah. So then I talked to a friend of mine in D.C. and said, oh, yeah, everybody kind of knew that. Knew he was a perv, weirdo. But you can't call him that anymore. There's a name for everything. And evidently, he is part of a fetish group or online. I don't know how these things happen, but where they dress up like that. Now, I'm not sure they all wear the pink drawers, and of course, so I knew the minute that hit, again, my second thought, besides or after Halloween can't get here fast enough, because I promise you, I mean, the only danger is there going to be 4 or 5 other guys with that as a costume, right? You and I could go to a Halloween party, and it's going to be 5 Brian Noems, walking around.
Either that or the spaceship, the spacesuit for the moon.
One of the two. We bring it back. So, but I immediately thought of Anthony Weiner, and somewhere Anthony Weiner's like, dadgummit.
Someone beat me to it.
Yeah, exactly. Why didn't I think of that? So he puts on the Dolly Parton top. And what I don't understand is, so my buddy in D.C. told me, oh, yeah, he puts balloons in there. But he, had the headlights on. Like, where did you get a balloon with the, I don't know. I don't know these things. But they dress up and they call each other and they. So now comes a story from today's the Sunday Times of London. They go on a deep dive, and they found this chick is fans only. No, what's this called? Cam soda? I don't know. Is there a diet version of that drink? I don't. Anyway.
Zero sugar?
Yeah, is there a zero sugar? What's the Mr. Pibb of the cam soda? I guess it's a site. She's a model. I mean, I like it. Everything's a model now, Todd. You know what I mean? What do? I'm an influencer. That's what I love. Kids these days, man. I'm a model. No, you're not. Well, evidently, this chick, and they have a picture of her. She was paid $25 a minute to, quote, talk dirty. I don't understand why you got to put on one of them big garbs to do that. I mean, That just sounds like a normal perv.
Gets you in the mindset, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
thank you. You're right. I mean, repeat that again. Quoting this story from the Sunday Times of London. Lydia Love is the stage. Oh, it's a stage name? Shocked. Lydia Love. Yeah, I would have more respect for her if she had like an N. Lydia in Love.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's
middle
how
initial.
Right. She really phoned it in on this one. I mean, she says, I definitely remember his face, but there's no way I could ever forget those fake boobs. Sister, me and you both. Me and you both. I mean, let's see. The Daily Mail published photos. Yeah, we saw those. 34 years of marriage, fake breasts under a tight top and a pair of hot. Oh, here's an action photo of her. $25 a minute? If I'm paying $25 a minute, I want somebody to tell me how to program my VCR or something. I mean, not VCR, but you know what I mean. Can you make my iPad run faster? I'll pay $25 a minute for that.
Best Buy Geek Squad.
$25 a minute. I can't. Think about that. I mean, that's a whole $25 a minute? Ay, ay, ay. I mean, I got successful lawyers, dear friends that don't charge $25 a minute. Let's see. Continuing on, shockwaves, photos. Trump. Of course, Trump. What do you expect, Trump? This is the one time that Trump doesn't want to talk about things. You know what I mean? He's blowing up Iran, and he can't help himself but tell him, we're about to hit this target tomorrow. Oh, right there. See that thing? We're going to blow it to bits. Stone Age him. He can't. You know generals over there have to go, oh, my God. There's no need. How the Biden White House was covered in secrecy. You didn't see him forever. He was Howard Hughes. They didn't speak to the press, no briefings. Trump can't stop giving press briefings. He's bored on Air Force One. Here he comes. So, yeah, Trump can't shut up about what they're about to bomb in Iran. So, but he knew enough to go, oh, I don't know anything about it. Though you don't know anything about this? Oh, I got no idea. Trump was quoted as saying, I don't know anything about it. That's too bad, but I just know nothing about it. You know that Tiger Woods called Trump. Did you see that in the body cam footage? He's there. Oh, that was tough to watch, man. Gosh darn it. I feel for that guy. I mean, it's a turn of phrase to say he's living with pain, but literally every day, I mean, what do you have, 2 Vicodin with him? Or hydrocodone? In his pocket. I mean, when you're carrying hydrocodone around in your pocket, So, yeah. So you see him, and hats off to the police department there, tough situation. Obviously, cars rolled over, accident. You got to deal with all that. And here he is. And unfortunately, they made him take his mugshot without his hat on, which, here comes the scalp, But he called Trump. He called Trump. Like, he comes out, I was just talking to the president. Huh? Yeah, he called Trump. Trump told him, tough luck, buddy. You get a good lawyer. But Trump goes on to say, I don't know anything about it. That's too bad. But I just know nothing about it. Well, he knows. You've got the CIA. You know that the Chinese knew. Everybody knew. And that's what I thought was funny is, his wife's homeland. She could have been blackmailed. That's what you're going to blackmail her with? She's hooking up with Corey Lewandowski, and that's what you think is going to get her in trouble? Oh, man. Let's see. Yes, well, here we go. They got to interview some people. And there's a couple of action photos of the two of them together. I mean, big, good-looking guy, I don't know why he's got blow up a couple of balloons and put on an Under Armour, flesh-colored shirt and some hot pink shorts. And I don't know, man. It's a crazy world, Todd. I don't know what's going on in it, but let's see. Continuing to quote Lydia Love, age 28. Oh, well. I want to say, sister, you need to hit the gym a little bit. I mean, you're in your 20s. Come on. Prime of life. Lay off the McDonald's. I'm really big on keeping clients' information private. That's why you're doing an interview? You know what I mean? I really like to keep my clients, too. I like we're going to see her to do our taxes, or Your Honor, I'd like to keep my clients' information. No. I'm really big on keeping my clients' information private. But he's already been exposed, and it's the hypocrisy of their politics. There, we got to weigh in on that. Oh, there's Lydia Love, bashing of the left wing. I don't agree with their ICE policies. And there we go. Got to be a no king situation. Even from the OnlyFans model or whatever. Cam Diet Soda. Let's see. Love is a performer in what is known online as femdom. We're going to the freaking moon, man.
That's why.
We're going to the freaking moon. Let's see. He would try to talk more feminine. Oh, boy. I mean, his kink was yoga pants. I would hype him up. $25 a minute. I'm going to expect some cure for cancer or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm going to need to know how I can lose 30 pounds in a week. If I'm paying $25 a minute.
$25 a minute, I want a cure for pediatric cancer.
Yes, exactly. You're exactly right. I don't care if I got on a Colonel Sanders outfit. I'm going to need some actionable data to come back. I want to know what the stock market's going to do for $25 a minute. Yeah, that's what I'm going to need. I'm going to need. Okay, sorry, I got off. I went down a path on that. He would speak more feminine. Hey, sweetie. What's Apple going to close out on Friday? You think Walmart's going to get a bump from their earnings? $25 a minute. I want to know why Lydia Love. I like to keep my clients' information private. Clients. Hey, at $25 a minute, I'm sure she's got a good lawyer.
One would hope.
Wherever that is. I mean, boy. Okay. We get back. I got to run through I got totally sidetracked but I'm telling you, buddy, Halloween, you and I are dressing up exactly like old Brian Gnome there. And what do you poor guy, they had a picture of him taking the trash out. He's recently spotted the guy's taking the trash out, And what do you do if you're him? I mean, you got to own that, right?
I don't think you really have any other choice.
You got to own it. I just say, hey, look, man, it's a free country. I wasn't hurting anybody. I got to get this. We got to look up this Cam soda. I don't know what that is. Femdom. $25 a minute. How can I invest in that? I mean, wow. I don't even think, Kevin Krass doesn't even charge $25 a minute. And he's the top of the pyramid for lawyers, I wonder, can we get a Zoom? Can we go? That's what okay, got to get out. Stay with us.
FanDuel, in partnership with Oakland Sports, is now available in Arkansas. With FanDuel, you can get in on college hoops action any night of the week. Because Oakland Sports, powered by FanDuel, has all your favorite college basketball bets, from points to rebounds to which team you think is going to win. Plus, you can even combine your bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout. And for a limited time, new Arkansas customers get started with $300 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. So just visit FanDuel.com/Arkansas to sign up today. That's FanDuel.com/Arkansas to get started with $300 in bonus bets when you place your first $5 bet. Play your game with FanDuel, now available in Arkansas. 21 plus and present in Arkansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued at non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-382-9100. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-382-9100. That's 501-382-9100.
Looking for burgers, barbecue, beer, bourbon, ball games, and brunch? Look no further than Washita Bar and Grill, 915 Central Avenue in beautiful downtown Hot Springs. Washita Bar and Grill, family and pet friendly, with indoor and outdoor seating available. Bingo Bango Brunch, served on Sundays from 11 till 3, with live music Thursday through Saturday. Take a look on Facebook to see what events they've got going on this week, and join the fun at Washita Bar and Grill, Central Avenue, downtown Hot Springs.
Hey folks, Roger Scott here. And yes, I know you hear me promoting many of our beloved clients on the bus, and they are all special and dear to me. So to all of those clients, I say thank you. In fact, my wife thanks you as well, along with our Amazon delivery person who comes by the house daily because of you. But let me tell you about a client that's been near and dear to my heart for over the past decade. A very special client who's become a friend to me and my family over the years. In fact, they've become like family too. Yep, that's right. Of course, I'm talking about Gravely Mowers. I've been a proud Gravely owner for years, and I've used everything of theirs from the 21-inch push mower to their 72-inch commercial unit, including my favorite, the ZT Heavy Duty 60-inch. And now is the best time to get the brand new Gravely of your choice too. Why do you ask? How about 0% interest over 48 months? Now you're interested? Sure you are. So join the Gravely family if you hadn't already by stopping at your local Gravely dealer today, like F.L. Davis Cash Lumber in Clinton or Haynes Home Center in Morrilton.
Is your yard something you'd like to improve and make better? At Acadie's Touch Landscaping, they bring precision and craftsmanship to every project, from drain work that protects your property to retaining walls, decks, and fencing built to last. They also install synthetic turf and custom flower beds for low maintenance, year-round beauty. One team done right the first time. Call 501-794-2770. That's 501-794-2770.
You're listening to the Sunday Buzz on 103.7 The Buzz.
It brings us together.
And now, here's Bill Vickery.
I was slipping into darkness. Yeah. Take my mind.
Maybe one of my favorite tweets from Trump this week. Iran's new regime president, much less radicalized and far more intelligent than his predecessors, has just asked the United States of America for a ceasefire. We will consider when Hormuz Strait is open, free, and clear. Until then, we're blasting Iran into oblivion, or as they say, back into the Stone Age. Thank you for your attention to this matter. This guy's a great guy. I mean, we're going to blow him up. Wall Street Journal, this is telling. This was from an opinion piece, was this last week or even the week before? Because it's getting worse. And so when you have the Iranians issue a release, say, we're winning the war, America, you're losing it. And yeah, you just see, the evil scumbags that organize traditional legacy media in this country. They're all part of the same group. You just can't round them up. The French really screwed up when they got rid of the guillotine. Old Robespierre was one of the last ones in there. He started the whole thing. This is the Wall Street Journal opinion piece. On Iran, it's only bad news fit to print. Media partisanship has been worse than ever in this war. And they go through here and they highlight, this is what I hate that the, quote, media does, but you see it. They don't report hard news. This isn't Mike Wickline writing at the Arkansas State Capitol, these things happened today up here, and these are their no. And I want to be very clear. When I'm pointing out the news, I'm generally not referring to anything local. It's the last bastion of real news. And, Wickline, DeMillo now is at the AP, and, we punch above our weight. I believe in the Democrat Gazette. It's a good newspaper. I yell at the editorial page all the time, and I think it's horribly wrong in so many ways. But, good newspaper, well done. And when you travel and you see other local newspapers and city papers, the Los Angeles Times is a joke. It's a joke. So you realize and appreciate the Democrat Gazette and the local news company. And Roby, talk business and politics. Oh, my gosh. That's so stellar, accurate, real reporting done locally. Now I'm talking about what happens at the Washington Post or the New York Times or Politico or any of these outlets that, and this is what they do. These are headlines. War sends more tremors through a shaken economy. Or this is what I really hate, when they pose a question in a story. What if Martians came down? That's always my go-to move. So it's not news, but you're presenting an editorial and a supposition on the front page of the newspaper as though it's news. And this is the headline from the New York Post, from the New York Times. Fallout from prolonged conflict with Iran could bring catastrophic consequences. In the old days when journalists were men and they wore hats with a little fedora, the fedora with the thing that said press, and they smoked cigars in the newsroom, and they are grizzled and they weren't a bunch of skinny jean triggered kids who were, taking action photo of a latte and putting it on their Cam Soda account, Cam Newton account. How come you think he's getting a piece of that? Anyway, you presented the news. You didn't editorialize. This is a horrible headline, and the idea behind this as a story, prolonged conflict with Iran could bring catastrophic and this is the other thing. Here's Heggs' vengeful rhetoric grew from experience in Iraq. So you just see, I'm no black helicopter tinfoil hat guy. I'm a cynic. I've worked in it too long. I know. I usually don't get worked up over these kinds of things. But I am worked up over this because at a time now more than ever when accurate, fair, and reliable journalism is necessary for us as a republic, you've got newsletters. The New York Times is a newsletter. The Washington Post is a newsletter. All of these people are of the same ilk. They present nothing other than an opinion. And you see this happening. And look, this war in Iran, look at the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Retreating in the Biden administration was an utter disaster. We're on pins and needles because 2 American servicemen were shot down, and we got to get them both. And all the stories that I read were about Iranian militia. They're out there looking. It's a 10-1. That's the whole point. As I said, and I can't remember where I got this from. It might have been, anyway, it doesn't matter. That just a simple analysis, more negative coverage from traditional media outlets regarding the war in Iran versus the withdrawal from Afghanistan. It just tells you what you need to know. You remember when I said we should, when I had my little campaign to slap a hippie? I think it should be sort of a slap a reporter situation. Not locally, of course, but I'm just saying if you're in New York or you're in D.C. and somebody says, "Oh, I write for the Washington Post," just haul off and give them an open-handed across the chops. Yeah, make you feel better. So, nothing, by the way. There's been no real in-depth analysis done, no think piece, and it's just why these Bezos is letting the Post slowly die. And happy to hear it because it's a newsletter. It's not the news anymore. But if you look at the broad picture here, if you look at the really big picture of what's happening, and I know the war in Iran is a war in Iran. Oh, we're only doing Israel's bidding. And everybody's caught up in that. Come on, man. I mean, to a large degree here, whether you hate him or like him, Trump is playing chess here. Let me drop a little bit of info on you after having some conversations with some friends of mine in D.C. Iran's oil, the oil that comes out of Iran, okay? 87% of it goes to China. That's it. They own all of Iran's oil. Okay? Venezuela, where we just went down and scooped up Maduro and put him in the clink. Guess what? 80% of their oil goes to China. Okay? 20% China imports of its own oil consumption. 5% comes from Venezuela, 15% comes from Iran, 15% comes from Saudi Arabia, 20% comes from Russia. Okay? So, close allies with the Saudis. MBS, Trump, him, hugging, dapping it out on the tarmac, But now you look. We effectively control 15% of their oil imports, 5% from Venezuela. That's 20% of their oil, and they have no domestic energy product. They don't have it. Then we have what I would call working control over another 15%. So now we're talking 35%, more than a third of China's oil imports now fall under the functional control of the United States of America. So when DJT shows up in Beijing and begins to negotiate, what do you think they're going to talk about? What do you think, just out of curiosity, I mean, where do you think we're going with that? I mean, we don't like to talk about these things because we shouldn't. War as a mechanism to create an imbalance and leverage. We don't, but unless you want to start to learn Mandarin, So when he lands in Beijing, I mean, you want us to turn the oil spigot back on? This is what we need. This is what we need. But nobody's talking about that. No one. Have you read anything? Has anybody done an in-depth analysis of this? No. Oh, this war could be horrible for people if, and that's a headline. All right. David Wallace is up in Indianapolis at the Final Four. We'll talk to him in the next hour. And, Melinda Mayo, this is her last week on television. I just want to say, morning television is such an intimate thing, because you're making breakfast, getting the kids ready, getting ready for work, and there she is. And there she has been in your living room, bedroom, kitchen, wherever, in the morning, when you're frantically trying to get, and boy, going to be sad to see her go. Talk about just
professional's professional.
Oh man, talk about just a great human being. So hard to be in a bad mood when you're watching her tell you what the weather's going to be for the day, and then just chit chat. I mean, she came into your home. What a winner. So we'll miss Melinda. She has been a stalwart, a fixture in the homes of young people, old people, you name it. We wish her the best. 1 hour in the books, 1 to go. Stay with us.
On my mind, a typical way. Are you a life force? Thinking about her every day. On my mind, a typical way. Are you a life force? And it's so easy to be blinded by the light, to feel lonely in the night. It's blowing in the breeze, babe. I got dust in my eyes and rust in my mind.
This is Pat Bradley, and it's March, baby. There's March Madness on the TV and Food Madness at the Wood Grill Buffet. They got over 200 items, including a huge salad bar, hot foods bar, meat bar with over 30 protein items, and an awesome dessert bar. Come one, come all, come hungry. It's fresh, it's delicious, and it's comfort food at its finest. The Wood Grill Buffet, Congo Road exit in Benton.
It's never too late to become better. The Arkansas Senior Olympics, presented by UAMS, invites men and women aged 40 and older to compete in the 3-on-3 half-court basketball tournament April 25th in Benton. This event qualifies teams for the 2027 National Games in Tulsa. The deadline to register is April 11th. Team fee is $250 for up to 10 players or 9 players and a coach. Volunteers and sponsors are also needed. Learn more and register at arseniorolympics.org.
Get your popcorn ready. We've got the entertainment right here on 103.7 The Buzz, KABZ Little Rock.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-382-9100. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-382-9100. That's 501-382-9100.
Progressive knows that for business owners, vacations hit different.
But hey, at least you finally took a vacation. And look at that. You only answered 53 calls, 84 emails, onboarded 1 new hire, and covered for Chris while he's out on paternity leave, and you did it all from a kayak. Because you, my friend, know how to relax. All right, you may not know how to take a day off, but you do know both your personal and business auto insurance needs can be covered in one place with Progressive. So at least that's relaxing, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees when used as directed. Spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're gonna be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SHARP25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SHARP25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SHARP25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code SHARP25.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
This is the sound of captivity. This is the sound of rescue. And this is the sound of freedom. Give Armenia's captive bears a second chance by supporting International Animal Rescue. Call 508-826-1083 or search The Great Bear Rescue to learn more.
This is Chris Roberts with Southern Bank. If you're looking for a bank that can grow with you, now is the perfect time. Experience the difference our people make for our customers every day. Community presidents like John Holman and Lexus Landers work as true financial partners with their clients and community. Southern Bank is here to help you with all your financial needs. We have state-of-the-art online banking and friendly faces that greet you with a smile. To start your relationship with Southern Bank, visit bankwithsouthern.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Justin Acre with big news from Standing Firm Farms in Greenbrier. They now have brisket burgers, and they're hands down some of the best you can buy. With Standing Firm Farms, they raise single-source, high-end Angus beef, grass or grain-fed. And they're also a ground beef supplier for local restaurants, trusted for quality and consistency. Check out their steak, burger, or brisket burger bundle boxes online at standingfirmfarms.com, with free delivery to your doorstep in most cases. It's local family beef for the natural state. Standing Firm Farms.
Tune in to Out of Bounds each Monday for Weekend Recap, brought to you by Fleet Management Services. Serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years, they're your small to mid-sized fleet specialists that also takes care of our fleet at Signal Media. Fleet Management Services is now hiring for Loop Tech, Tire Tech, and Light Maintenance. 8 paid holidays and paid vacation, paid health insurance, and 401k. Pay depends on experience and signing bonus. Apply in person at 901 East 8th Street in Little Rock.
Here's NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin.
As a race car driver for 40 years, I survived a lot of crashes. Not everyone can run into a wall at 200 miles an hour and walk away. Without a seatbelt, I wouldn't be alive today. Now I'm retired, back home in Arkansas driving my pickup. I'm shocked how many people aren't wearing seatbelts. Why risk your life when it only takes 2 seconds to buckle up? Take it from number 6. Buckle up, Arkansas.
A message from the Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office.
for a nation searching for a voice to guide it through this modern-day wilderness of popular culture, politics, business, and sports. In these troubled times, we turn to one man. That man is Bill Vickery. Born with rural American values, possessed with superhuman brain capacity, buttery smooth charm, razor sharp wit, chiseled good looks. He's chosen to use his superpowers for the good of all mankind. So this Sunday, the nation turns to this man for answers and direction. To Bill Vickery and the Sunday Buzz.
How lucky can one guy be? I kissed her and she kissed me. Like the fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head? The room was completely black. I hugged her and she hugged back. Like the sailor said, quote, ain't that a hole in a boat? My head keeps spinning. I go to sleep and keep grinning. If this is just the beginning, my life is gonna be beautiful. I've sunshine enough to spread. It's just like the fella said. Tell me quick, ain't love a kick in the head?
Well, like full evening of basketball last night. Not good basketball. No. Boy, that Michigan Arizona game, you know, last time you saw a beating like that, there was a bloody glove and a white Bronco involved. I mean, holy moly. That was you couldn't look. I mean, I couldn't watch it.
It got to be unwatchable after a while.
It was like watching video of the bombs being dropped in Iran, just utter destruction. So he was on a couple of weeks ago when we started the tournament. Okay, now we got him back when we're finishing the tournament. Our man David Wallace is in Indianapolis. David, good morning. Happy Easter Sunday to you, my friend.
Happy Easter to you and Todd. How is my connection? I'm hearing some static.
Oh, you're good.
On my end.
You're good
Am
on
I
our
sounding
end.
okay?
You're good on our end. I think the static comes from the leftover violence with which Michigan destroyed Arizona last night.
Yeah, that was a little unexpected. You know, that was the game of the year. In fact, I told some buddies that's not going to be the game of the year. That's going to be the game of the decade.
Yeah.
We were anticipating that because those were the two teams that really of the crowd going back to the non-conference schedule, really, the beginning of conference schedule, and both of them played in very top-heavy conferences and good conferences. And so we were pointing toward that night for a long time. Not that there weren't other really good teams, and the other two teams in the Final Four were in that pot, and Arkansas was kind of on the periphery of that group, that next grouping. You know, you could throw a few others in there, maybe Florida and Gonzaga. As we were going into the tournament, there was that secondary pool, but certainly it was Arizona and Michigan as the heavyweights, very complete teams. And as I told you a couple of weeks ago, to me, with the number of quality teams, this is the best year of college basketball that I can ever remember. Now, last night, in terms of those games, and especially that last game, it really didn't live up to that. But those were two very heavyweight teams, you know, that transcend just this year. I mean, for multiple years, those are some of the best and most complete. Arizona just didn't show that.
Yeah, they pooped the bed. They pooped the bed. You're right, and a lot of it's
they
Michigan.
Came out extremely tight.
Yeah. Yes. Good point.
And that's where.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Bill. I'm having you're a little bit low coming back to me if I'm stepping on you. I apologize. But
no, go right ahead.
But let me just say that. Let me just say this. I think that game, especially that first half, had as much to do with Arizona as it did Michigan. I mean, Michigan just kept rolling along. They did what they've done all year. I mean, they won. They probably set a record for most 20-point margins of the year. I mean, they were beating everybody by 20 or 30 early in the year, and for the most part, that continued on through the Big Ten schedule. But Arizona came out tight, tentative. Koa Pete is always aggressive, and he was the only one carrying him in the first half. But that's his style. Give him credit as a young freshman. He's been like that. I watched him in the U19 team for USA basketball last year, and he was extremely aggressive. That's just the way he plays. So he was able to overcome any jitters or whatever personally, but the rest of the team, they were extremely tight, and that points to coaching. I mean, Tommy Lloyd's a good coach, but you could just tell the difference in the way those two teams were prepared. Michigan was ready to play. They were prepared. Arizona was not, and there's no excuse for that.
So I want to take a quick step back before we get deeper into the two games. What is when you're at a Final Four? I mean, there's a mix of fans in the arena. What's the atmosphere like? Because you've got basically four fan bases all on top of one another, all with the expectation that, hey, we're going to win the national championship. We're down to basically this weekend, and here we go. What is unique about going to a Final Four that most people don't realize?
Well, this is the fourth one I've been to with Connecticut fans, with Connecticut, and I each year I don't think I can hate them more, but I surpass that every year. I ate breakfast with some guys that, and we had a nice discussion. But as a group, collectively, I just can't stand Connecticut fans. Of course, again, and you didn't set this up for those who may not know, but I'm a Kentucky fan living in Arkansas. Okay, I'm a Kentucky fan, and that goes back to like about 1962, 63. So that's I'm not changing that. I'm sorry, you just have to live with that. But as a Kentucky fan, they've taken us down so many times, and they've been obnoxious about it. But I can't stand Connecticut. Illinois by far had the largest fan group in town.
Yeah, you would think
they were the largest contingent, and then it was pretty well even spread among the others. Although I guess Michigan's going to come in for Monday night. They are. I'm Michigan fans because that's not too far away, and they're going to snap up those seats that Illinois leaves behind. But Illinois had 30% more fans than any other fan base here this weekend. But yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Well, you get
being around town, and what I love to do, I love to just fanboy. I'm a basketball coaches groupie, but it's not limited to coaches. If I see an NCAA official or a referee that I recognize, I'll chat them up too. I'm just a fanboy groupie at these Final Fours, and I don't mind. They probably laugh at me behind my back, but that's okay because that's just who I am. I mean, I've seen so many people this weekend that I've had a chance to talk to. Doug Schau's, the official who was on the Connecticut, on the last game, the Arizona Michigan game, and I had a nice little conversation with him and aired some grievances about the way things are, the way games are called, and he explained his point of view on certain things about I was asking why don't we get the double dribble call anymore, and all of that, and why they allow that extra step that they didn't used to allow, and he sort of explained, all of that, and then of course I had to ask him what is up with 3 technical fouls in 38 seconds in that Kentucky-Arkansas game. I mean, what is up with that? And so he remembered all of that and explained each of them one by one and justified it. We had a good conversation. But, I've run into so many people. Had a good talk with Cal. I got my third picture made with Coach Cal. This was the first time he was wearing red. I had to point out to him. He was wearing his Cardinal blazer there, and Bruiser Flint was with him, and Bruiser I got to talk to a little bit last year, so renewed acquaintances with him, and we were comparing living in Lexington with living in Fayetteville, and he was telling me how he tells all his friends it's a whole lot different. The people in Northwest Arkansas don't understand what it's like in Central Kentucky and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, I mean, but if you're in the right place, everywhere you look, there's somebody else there.
Right.
I mean, just,
Right.
I mean, I was in the lobby of the Hyatt yesterday, and here comes Julius Erving, Dr. J with his little entourage. I don't know. I guess he had something official to do with Hall of Fame or who knows what, that they brought him in for. But here's Dr. J, and I'm sitting at a table, and here's Dick Hoops Weiss, who's an icon in the media world.
Mm-hmm.
And so I talked to him for a little bit because we have mutual acquaintances, and then with him, and then he was with somebody else, and I recognized him at first, but it was Bob Ryan of formerly the Boston Globe, and who has done ESPN, sports reporters, and all of that.
Right.
And I didn't recognize him because he's gaunt and frail now. He's
Yep.
pushing 90, I guess it looks like. But anyway, they just sort of nudged me out of the way because they needed a table, and I wasn't eating or anything, so I volunteered to get out of the way. But anyway, I mean, it's just one after another. Here's Mark Few over here, and then I was at the bar, and at the end of the bar, and Bobby Crimmins needed the waitress, so he's right there beside me, and I'm talking him up, and I don't know, just one after another. But that's what I enjoy about being here, Bill.
Right.
More than the games.
It's a Disney World of college basketball, and that for the Final Four has become that go-to scene where you go, like the Super Bowl and some other events, and it's wonderfully American in that it's organizational charts and goofing off at work, and the country's consumed by it for a couple of weeks. And okay, I want to pivot though real quick. I want to talk some real basketball. I want break down now, and I'm with you. I like Danny Hurley, but I don't like Danny Hurley. I don't really care for the Connecticut fans. I'm with you, even though I've got a very good friend, Bobby. I'm not talking about you. And so, he's a diehard UConn guy. He's not a phony. He's a real fan. He goes way back. But, I mean, what does it set up like? Does UConn have a chance? And what's the over-under on how many times we have to hear about the Fab Five during the actual national championship game?
Well, I just hope they don't have their own broadcast on Monday night. I mean, that's kind of over the top. They have their own thing going on, but I guess it's kind of cool for the Michigan folks that they were all there together. And I don't know, but I'm done with that. Time to put them away, I think. But you're asking me, what do they have a chance? I mean, I'm loath to say they don't, just because of my record on predicting these kinds of things. I thought we were going to get a shootout last night, and then it's going to go right down to the wire with Michigan and Arizona. So, I mean, who am I to say they don't have a chance? UConn is in that group that, in my mind, going back to January when I'm sort of thinking about, who am I going to see when I go to Indy? Who's going to be there? First, like I said, 1 and 1A was going to be Michigan and Arizona. But then in that group right behind them, Florida and UConn was right there, along with, at the time, maybe St. John's could have been considered because St. John's picked it up in conference play and they were really coming on. Gonzaga out on the West Coast was doing some pretty good things, and who else? Texas Tech and Houston, certainly Houston, right. Houston and UConn were kind of right there in that secondary group. So all year, I mean, they've had a good year, and they're a pretty complete team as well. They're physical, and Terrace Reed has come on in the NCAA tournament and the conference tournament. Terrace Reed is one of the best big men in the country, and really he started the year that way but he didn't come on until the late stages. And they're getting great contributions from other people, and they've got a freshman in Braylon Mullins who has gotten better and better, and now he's comfortable in the clutch moments, as we saw, of course, with that historic shot in the East Region Championship. So, they're a good team. So a good team is always going to have a chance, and especially against maybe a wounded Michigan team now. Lindenborg is not going to be at full strength, and so he'll be able to – he could do some things on the offensive end. After he was hurt last night, he made 2 3-pointers, but it's on the defensive end where that's going to potentially show up, unless Dusty May, who is an outstanding coach, and he's proving it again, devises a way to kind of hide him on the defensive end and overcome, sort of gloss over that weakness. But if they don't, and if Hurley finds a way to exploit it, then that could be that could really be a key thing in the game. And I could see it depends on what they try to do with Lindenborg defensively. If they put him on Caravan, that could signal a big night for Caravan, which could trigger, an upset potentially. Gosh, I hope that doesn't happen. The last thing we need, Bill, and I'll say this, and I think Arkansas fans will agree with me. Again, I'm speaking as a Kentucky fan. But the last thing this world needs is another Dan Hurley UConn national champion.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's the Snidely Whiplash of college basketball.
Yeah, we just don't need that. I'm okay with Michigan. I'm a good friend of Pigskin Preacher, and I'll be happy for him. If Michigan wins, I'm okay with that happening. But please don't let it have another Connecticut. I've been at 3 of those. I've been on hand for 3 of those. I don't want to see another one. Please, Lord.
A bitter David Wallace joining us this morning, Todd.
UConn's going to want you to stick around. They want you to show up every year.
You're the good luck charm.
Yeah, I think they do.
You are the good luck charm.
And I'll say this. I enjoy watching them play. It's not the way they play. It's not what the product I'm seeing on the floor that I'm opposed to. It's just the idea of Connecticut. I mean, Iron Eagle said it, and you can't dispute it. After they won their game yesterday, UConn is the bluest of the blue bloods at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can't really argue with that.
Yep.
They've got 6 championships since 1999.
Yep. They've had a great run in this century. No doubt about it. Hey, Dave.
If music is playing for a break, I can't really hear it.
No. I'll tell you.
My connection is bad.
David, we're extending the segment for you. So, and
oh my God,
we do appreciate.
What do I owe you for that, Bill?
You're good. But I do feel like I need to work with you to work out your hatred toward UConn, and that way you can be a more productive citizen.
If they win, I mean, we've only got 8, and we're second to UCLA with 11. If they win their 7th in the last 27 years, we didn't have a tournament in 2020, so I guess that'd be 26 years.
Yeah,
7 in 26 years? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I mean, Danny Hurley, you can't argue with that. George, Connecticut is the basketball capital of the world. I mean, it really is.
Can I ask you? And again, you've forgotten more about college basketball, I think, than I'll ever know. But why do we not talk about Dusty May, the Michigan coach, more? It sort of seems like. I mean,
talk about what more?
Dusty May. Why do we not talk about Dusty May more as a great coach, especially considering what he's done, kind of coming after Juwan Howard and really building the Michigan program?
It's just now becoming evident, I think, Bill, and you will hear it. You will start to hear that. He gets this national championship, and over this summer, heading into next year, that talk is going to build, because still at a very young age, look what he has done. I mean, not only built Michigan back, but he built up FIU from the ground up, or FAU, Florida Atlantic, from the ground up when he was down there. You talk about an impossible task, and he accomplished it and took them to the Final Four. Now, of course, that's out of sight in terms of national relevance. I mean, their game, you can't see their games. Nobody knew about them until they got to the Final Four. But what he did there must have been very magical. Well, obviously it was with the players that he was able to keep there to make that Final Four run. Now at Michigan, in his very first year, he really instituted a brand new concept with the 2 7-footers playing two-man ball. If you remember last year, Danny Wolf was one who, it was a revelation how he could handle the ball and play on the perimeter as a 7-footer. And then the other guy, what was his name? I forget, but who was more of a traditional low-post player. But they would play pick and roll between 2 7-footers, and nobody knew what to do with it. And they had a lot of success last year with that system, which was a new system that he for college basketball, and he had the guts to try it when others have played twin towers, but they've been low-post twin towers. This was an inside-out twin towers with 2 7-footers. It was revolutionary in the game in terms of an approach and a concept. Well, then he had to replace basically that team, and what did he do? He went out and got the number 1 portal player, Yaxel Lindenborg, who I really didn't see at UAB last year. I knew last off season, this time last year, I knew the talk was a prize catch in the portal and the portal player, but I hadn't seen that for myself. But obviously, you can see it now this year. He is. Yeah. He's all of that. Yeah. Maybe the best player in the country. Of course, Acuff is in that conversation too, along with Devonson and Boozer from Duke. But he may be the best player in the country. But built around that as well. He went to UCLA and got a Daimara, who was big at UCLA. But that's about all you could say about him. He was 7'3". He had a little coordination to him. But Dusty May has allowed him to really blossom this year as a skilled big man, and you can see what he does. He had a play last week at the regional that was just unbelievable. An alley-oop from half court that was just a little bit off target. He had to twist his body, he had his back to the basket, and just guided it in on the fly, with a pass from half court. I don't know if you saw that play. It was one of the most athletic plays I've ever seen from a 7'3" guy. He's so nimble around the rim. And if I were an NBA GM with a first round pick, and just so your audience knows, I never have been. Okay, but if I were, I think I might pick him number 1.
You would
Daimara.
You wouldn't pick any UConn players though. Let's be blunt here. I mean, the hate goes strong, right? Still. If we're watching Monday night while you're up there in Indianapolis, if Todd and I are watching Monday night and a man storms the court to punch Danny Hurley, we're going to know it's you, David. We're going to know it's you.
Especially if it's in that Kentucky blue pullover.
Yes. A deranged Kentucky fan.
I just hope somebody holds me back. Well, here's the thing about the reason I wouldn't pick a Connecticut player. Their best player is Alex Caravan, and have you seen his shot?
Yeah.
It usually goes in, but I told somebody earlier this week when I was at the open practices and watching it. I mean, it is the most atrocious looking shot. It comes off of the wrong side of his hand, and the spin is sideways. I told somebody 50 years ago he would have gotten kicked out of the Jeff Busey Harding basketball camp I was at. Because that shot was so atrocious.
Horrible. Okay, real quick, give us a score tomorrow night and how you see the game going. We got 30 seconds.
All right, without Lindenborg, it might be close early, but Michigan has a lot of depth, and that's again the beauty of the coaching of Dusty May. He's got my admiration for the way he's allowed these other players to blossom. Trey McKinney, a freshman out of Pigskin's hometown, Flint, Michigan. I think, and Gale, Roddy Gale as well, and others. I think they'll pull away, and that depth will take over. Michigan, in the end, they have scored 90 in every game this tournament. It'll be 93. Michigan 93 to 80 over Connecticut.
David, we appreciate it very much. Continue to enjoy the Final Four.
I'm going to the Speedway this afternoon. Bill. I'm going to go to the IMS Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum, take a little tour of the track over there. So we're having a good time here. Wish you were with us.
Don't storm the floor and try to punch Danny Hurley. That's all we're asking, David. Don't do that. So we appreciate you, buddy.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the game.
The great David
Thanks,
Wallace from Indianapolis. Got to hit a break. Todd, I feel like we helped David work some stuff out there over the phone. I mean,
maybe we should charge that $25 a minute for therapy.
Oh, exactly. That's what we could get. We got to get him on that Cam Newton situation. And I do think it's Rich, a Kentucky fan, talking about other fans being obnoxious. Come on, man.
Hi, Pot. I'm Kettle.
Here's a mirror. Okay, got to hit a break. Todd and I'll be back after this.
Roger Scott here. You guys know how much I love the great outdoors. I mean, I am the naked gardener after all, and there's nothing that I love more than my very own lawn and being outside. But let's be honest, when the mosquitoes attack, it can be a real buzzkill. However, a monthly mosquito barrier from my friends at Sanders Ground Essentials can keep those skeeters away, which keeps my deck party going. Call them today at 315-9395 or on the web at sandersground.com. Sanders Ground Essentials. Let's get growing. FanDuel, in partnership with Oakland Sports, is now available in Arkansas. With FanDuel, you can get in on college hoops action any night of the week. Because Oakland Sports, powered by FanDuel, has all your favorite college basketball bets, from points to rebounds to which team you think is going to win. Plus, you can even combine your bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at an even bigger payout. And for a limited time, new Arkansas customers get started with $300 in bonus bets, guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. So just visit FanDuel.com/Arkansas to sign up today. That's FanDuel.com/Arkansas to get started with $300 in bonus bets when you place your first $5 bet. Play your game with FanDuel, now available in Arkansas. 21 plus and present in Arkansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued at non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're gonna be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SHARP25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SHARP25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SHARP25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code SHARP25.
We got the big deals. The big
It's the declaration of deals at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram in Benton. This is Terry Harrison, and I've got Big Steve Landers here with me.
Over the years, I've seen a lot of sales events, but this is a big one.
Ram 2500 trucks are $14,000 off, and the 1500 series starts at just $37,995. So come see us at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram on Alcoa Road in Benton.
The Big Lock Benton.
2004 American League Championship Series. It's the Red Sox versus the Yankees. And the Red Sox were down 3-0. Nobody comes back from that. Bottom of the ninth, season on the line, and Dave Roberts takes off for second base. Everybody in the stadium knows he's running. He slides in safe. One step. That one step opened the door, and Boston won 4 straight. I'm Mark Evans, pastor of the church at Rock Creek. Here's what Easter reminds us. Sometimes your comeback begins with one step of faith when it looks too late. Friday said death has won. Saturday looked like nothing's happening. Sunday said you were wrong. Hope had stole second. if you counted yourself out and if you think it's too late to change, Easter says the story isn't finished. Join us this Easter at Rock Creek because comebacks still happen.
More of the Sunday Buzz with Bill Vickery.
You are now free to turn up the volume as loud as you want.
Give me a hoe if you got your funky bus fare. There's a double Dutch bus coming down the street, moving pretty fast, so kinda shuffle your feet. Get on the bus, pay your fare, then tell the driver that you're going to a double Dutch affair. 5-4-4, well I be darned, here it comes. The double Dutch bus is on the street. You better get off the curb, move your feet. Bus fare, transpass, that's the way my
Oh, man. I hear this song, Todd, I immediately think all skate, all skate.
Right.
All skate. What has happened to Razorback baseball in the last 10 days? Todd, I'm looking to you for answers.
They cannot hit a baseball, and they cannot avoid throwing the baseball where it can't be hit. I mean, usually you can count on either your pitching to carry you for a while or your offense to carry you for a while, and right now neither one is doing the job.
I'm reading your sports section at the Democrat Gazette, and it tells me we play UALR on Tuesday up in Fayetteville, and frankly, as well as UALR is playing, as well coached as they are, is it a toss-up? I think it is. It would not shock me to see UALR go up there and win the game.
It's not the foregone conclusion you would think it would be.
I think this is a UALR team that will make the tournament again, as they did last year, made the great run. And, you know, don't go to sleep on those guys. The Trojans are – that's – UA Little Rock's got a real chance to make the tournament this year. This is the first time we'll drop out of the top 25. Is this the first time during a regular season? How far back do we have to go, I guess is the proper way to ask this.
Right. Yeah, that I'm not sure. For an unranked Arkansas team in the regular season?
Yes.
That's a fine question, one that I do not know the answer to off the top of my head.
Well, and I mean, obviously, I don't either. But, man, this is it's – and you look at it, I mean, this is a good team. I mean, it started out – this isn't like one of those things like, well, boy, I could see this coming. It's going to be a rebuilding year, and we missed on this guy, and that guy went to the pros. And I've said before, baseball has to be the hardest sport to attract and keep talent because – kids go straight out of high school into the pros. I know that's a song lyric. But you know what I mean? You got 19-year-old kids playing single-A ball. I mean, it just – and even in today's society where you can get NIL money, and we have NIL money to spend. So there's no – there's no excuse. I mean, I guess at some point it has to – LSU's having a tough year. I mean, at some point it happens. But this has come on like a plane crash. Like it just, boom, it happened. You go and you look at that, swept at home, and then, that's a good Southwest Missouri. We play them all the time, It's a good team, but then you go down to the Plains. Again, a good team in Auburn, but, I mean, if not for one guy hitting 2 home runs, this is a team that could have lost 7 in a row. Or, Yeah, so we've lost 6 of the last 7. One huge individual performance at the plate keeps us from losing 7 in a row. And it doesn't seem, it's not as though we have, the double whammy of poor pitching, poor hitting. Nice. Poor pitching compounded by poor hitting. And it doesn't look like, I don't know. We're going to come out of this. Yeah.
The unfortunate thing, at least offensively, is that Kahio Aloy has been in a slump for what seems like a month.
Yeah.
Camden Kojal is not hitting. Like you say, Ryder Helfrich is really the only one who is.
Yeah.
And there's not been anyone else to come up behind him and be like, hey, man, I got you.
Yes. Yeah.
So that, and then, I mean, the pitching, at least on the starting side, has been sort of hit or miss as well. For every 10 strikeout game you get from Hunter Dietz, you get someone else who can only last an inning and a third.
Yeah, we blow through. We have, in all of these losses, two things are consistent. We don't score runs, and then we've got somebody that's going to pitch for an inning or pitch 2/3 of an inning, and just coming in with the gas can and giving up. I mean, yesterday was tough. I mean, you go up 3-0 and then immediately bounce back, and then we've played good defense, but it's not great defense, and we got a wild throw, or there was some bad news bears moments in yesterday's game, which again is a little out of the ordinary for a DVH team. So we'll see what happens going forward.
Yeah, he's promising a shakeup, at least in the pitching staff.
You got to do something.
Yeah, you can't continue to keep doing what you're doing and think it's going to turn out differently.
Yeah, there we go, Jennifer. Thank you for starting. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, again, not the end of the world, but you can see as you look toward next month, you're going to have to get the suitcases out. Maybe, we get hot. Maybe get the regional. But this team's going to be on the road, I think. And you can't put a price on playing all those home games when you're trying to get to Omaha. And, this is just I mean, the season may end when the season ends, It's just not – this is – and I'm not trying to overreact or be a prisoner of the moment or anything else, but, boy, to your point, something's got to – you got to shake something up simply because, 7 games is a good sample size. And to lose 6 out of 7, swept at home, lose the series on the road, lose the midweek game, tough. I might say this has been the worst week of Razorback baseball in the last 2 decades.
That's entirely possible.
It's real, yeah. Worst 10 days for sure. Hit a break. We'll be back after this.
Like a rock. Unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood bright and I stood tall. I was high above it all. I still believed in my dreams.
Arkansas, your moment has arrived. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of Southland Casino, is officially live in your state. Now you can make every matchup even more exciting with same-game parlays, money lines, player props, and more, all from your phone. It's safe, secure, and easy to use. And to get things started, new Arkansas customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. No waiting, just non-stop action. Powered by America's top-rated sportsbook app. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 1037THEBUZZ. New Arkansas customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. That's code 1037THEBUZZ. The crown is yours. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of Southland Casino. Gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-522-4700. 21 and over. Arkansas only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 501-382-9100. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 501-382-9100. That's 501-382-9100.
Edwards Food Giant presents Arkansas media legend and Drive Time Sports co-host Rick Schaefer on Morning Mayhem. Rick joins the guys each week to talk Razorback sports and whatever else might come to mind. Brought to you by Edwards Food Giant, the meat people.
With hundreds of vehicles in stock across 6 brands, your next ride is waiting for you at Red River Auto Group. We know that the road ahead is important. Whether it's your daily drive or your next big adventure, the right vehicle makes all the difference. From the reliability of a Toyota to the strength of a Ram truck, we offer vehicles built to last with options for every lifestyle. State-of-the-art technology, unbeatable performance, and the comfort you deserve. It's all waiting for you at Red River. Visit us online at redriverauto.com.
Serious injuries happen every day.
If it happens to you, don't wait. Dial 8.
Dial 8 for Rainwater, Holton, Sexton.
888-8888.
Anywhere in the state, dial 8.
We've got you covered, Arkansas.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton. Join the zone each Monday for game balls and jock straps. Brought to you by a Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday. Justin gives you his game balls and jock straps on the zone from 10 till 1. Brought to you by a Caddy's Touch Landscaping. 501-794-2770. Call today and get your landscape updated to a whole new level. And be listening for game balls and jock straps only on 103.7 The Buzz.
On your way to the Little Rock Airport, business travelers park fast at Expressway Airport parking. As you park, our shuttle picks you up, and a 60-second ride later, you're at the airport. Download our app and earn rewards. Simply scan the virtual gate pass to enter and scan again to exit. No waiting, and your receipt is emailed to you. Pay less than municipal airport parking at Expressway Airport parking, left of the airport entrance, next to the Comfort Inn.
Now, more of the Sunday Buzz with Bill Vickery.
It's existential, yet it's so accessible.
Constantly, I know you're the man, can't you say? I love you righteously. Why you wanna diss me after the way you've been kissing me? After those pretty things you say and the love we made today. When you run your hand all up and run it back down my leg, get excited and bite my neck, get me all worked up like that.
Little Lucinda. Her father was the poet laureate of Arkansas.
Really?
I think in the 80s. How do you get to be a poet? You know, you just like, I mean, I understand people that study poetry, and I enjoy it. I could never write it. Couldn't get the words to rhyme. But, you know, iambic pentameter always got me confused.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like, what is this? How many words? But anyway, oh, Lucinda, she's state treasure. Okay, we're gonna have to hear a lot about the Fab Five on Monday. Ugh.
There was a Fab Five altcast to the game last night.
Yeah, and do we have to? If Arkansas plays, do we have to get Corey Beck and Corliss and Scotty? You know what I mean? Like I get it. Some of that is the they're a creation of ESPN. And, you know, they didn't win anything. That's the problem. They didn't win anything. I mean, Duke, I get it. Leitner, I get it. They won 2 titles. You know, they were always in that. You had 2 runs to the championship game, 2 losses, one very infamously with the timeout. I was joking with a buddy of mine last night about it. We were talking about, do we have to hear more about the Fab Five? I mean, it's just they are a creation of ESPN, and unfortunate in that, you know, it's, you know, in my day, kid, we had the Fab Five. You know, okay, but Arkansas beat Michigan. The third year of the Fab Five, the so-called junior seed. Juwan Howard was still there. Weber was gone.
So that would have been 95?
Yeah, it was the year we won the national championship.
Okay, 94.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it? Anyway, no need, neither here nor there, as the kids like to say. But yeah. We're going to have to hear a bunch about the Fab Five, who never. I'm not even sure they won the Big Ten. I don't know that they won the Big Ten. We'll have to go back and look at that. So, anyway,
you'll be getting a text from the Pigskin Preacher here momentarily.
Yeah, I was going to say Chuck's going to be all over my phone with the detailed analysis of. Well, they never won anything. So, you know, Ramil Robinson won a national championship at Michigan.
Yeah, in 88.
But Chris Webber and I have the same number of national championships.
Same here.
Reading about, in your sports section today, is Darius Acuff Jr. III the best ever? And it's impossible. These things are impossible. You cannot judge. You've got to look at the era in which someone played.
Right.
And, you know, I'd put Joe Klein up there. I'd put clearly Sidney, Todd Day, Corliss, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, so in my mind, Corliss is the best ever. But again, you look in the era with which they play. You look at the training. You look at Sidney Moncrief played in a much different era than Darius Acuff Jr. III does.
Right.
That doesn't take away from either one. It's just impossible then. And I hate it. Kids today, everybody's a prisoner of the moment. Oh, it's the greatest ever. And it's so because everything you tweet out or it might be this and it's all ephemeral. It's here and it's gone. So, good question to ask. Great story. Great run. For some reason, they mentioned Joe Klein's age. I noticed that. Klein, 64. Like, why are you doing that to Big Joe? Why do we have to say how old Joe is? It's Easter Sunday, man. Let the guy, he's forever 22 in my mind. You know what I mean? He and John Koncak are down there at the low block, and Elijah Wan going after each other. Okay, give me a prediction for tomorrow night. I think we both know what's going to happen, but
to be quite honest, I did not expect Michigan to do to Arizona what they did last night. That very much caught me by surprise, which really it shouldn't have because Michigan obviously is that talented.
Right.
Now, can they turn around on 36, 48 hours notice and do it to UConn? I mean, heck, anything can happen tomorrow. But I do think the injury to is it Lundenborg? Will be significant for them. I think they'll be able to. He'll give them some minutes. He won't be at full strength. He'll be able to contribute, and because of that, I think it's just enough to get Michigan over the top.
Well, let's see. Vegas has them at 6.5.
Favored or underdog?
They're favored by 6.5. Buck 44 on the over. 144.5. So there's a hook on that.
That's a game in the low 70s.
I see it. If Michigan wins, I'm with David. I think they got to score 90 points. That over under looks ripe for the taking there. So, but if it is, if that's accurate and it's a game in the 70s, you got to give Connecticut a puncher's chance.
Sure.
I would like to see Danny Hurley's head explode. And I don't know why. There's a great quote. I meant to play it. Got caught up in talking about nonsense. Where he talks about, hey, coaching, hard coaching, and yelling, and discipline, and all of that. So, I mean, I don't know why I have a distaste for Danny Hurley, because in many ways he represents so much of what I believe in. These kids, I've got to teach them. They need discipline,
well, I think perhaps it may be the brashness with which he portrays himself on the sideline. I mean, going up to a referee and basically going forehead to forehead.
It does seem a little Jim Harbaugh nutty.
Right?
You know what I mean? It looks, but boy, here they are again. So we both like Michigan.
Yes.
But maybe it'll be a game, at least for a half. I think David's got onto something there. I think I could see Michigan pulling away at the 10-minute mark of the second half and not stopping. We're going to the freaking moon. We're going to the freaking moon. Excellent job producing the program today, Todd. Thank you very much. Thanks to David Wallace up at the Final Four in Indianapolis. Appreciate him joining the show. Till next week, boys and girls, look out for number. Oh, and happy Easter.
Yes.
Happy Easter. Great. It's been a wonderful Holy Week and a beautiful day. Wishing you all the best. Till next week, boys and girls, look out for number 1. Don't step in number 2.
And they finally let me in. I'd spend all my money. Caviar